Hey everybody, it's Somni Respiratory Flux, call me Flux for short, or whatever you want to call me. In the last episode, we had trouble with buttons and ships. And in this episode, we're going to go to the dungeon to pay for our crimes of being terrible at video games. Yeah. Or rather, I will. I don't know if any of you are terrible at video games or not. I mean, aren't we all to some extent? I mean, some people are better at video games than others, but really, it just depends on the type of video game that you're attempting to play. I'm thinking way too much into this, as per usual. You might want to go out of your way to use that barrel on that fire enemy, because those are the most annoying ones, at least in my opinion. Oh, except you want to use the barrel on that bag, because I'm pretty sure it has a puzzle piece. Well, this is awkward. I'm just gonna die. The fact that I know that's there and that probably has a thing in it, I don't want to have to replay the level to be able to tell. The counterpoint to that, though, is that enemy is actually really annoying. Yeah, yep, see? A puzzle piece. So don't use the barrel on the blue fire enemy. Oh boy, 9 pieces. This is going to be a lot. These platforms will crumble when you land on them, so drop down to get the K and then jump right back up to get onto the vines again. That one up is going away. I'm just going to pound into this little nook and forget about the one up, because there's better opportunities to get plenty of them in the future. Again, honestly, one-ups in this game are really easy to come by if you know where to get them. Like, the game is hard, but it gives you plenty of opportunities to recover your one-ups and your health. Well, not necessarily your health. Your health is actually pretty hard to recover unless you find the exact right places to get hit, which there is no right place to get hit unless you're doing a damage boost or something like that in the speed run. I'm just kind of getting way off track here. Now I'm going to be paranoid that there's a bag hanging somewhere in the level every time I see one of these barrels, so... Okay, in this case I think it's just to roll down this hill if you want it to. Yeah. Ooh. This is a little thing you could just crawl? Not really crawling, but climb up that surface over across the ceiling, and there's a little bonus room. Yeah. So, I realize that I'm talking a lot about the game, even though, again, just talking about the game itself, in terms of a Let's Play, it can be good, but a lot of times, especially in just a straight-up platformer like this, where you're not really doing a whole lot out of the ordinary for the genre. I mean, sometimes you are, especially in a game like this one, but also blow on this fan. It's actually really helpful. These things are going to start falling like dominoes, but you can jump over here and get a barrel that will blast you over to where you would get to anyway. I distinctly remember another... Okay, there's another barrel, so I don't need to... Wow. That was bad. Well, I guess I can show you, like, what it's like when you actually jump across there. Okay, that was just bananas, so I wasted that life for nothing. These water wheels are being water wheels. I guess I guess it doesn't hurt to have 2 attempts to do this. This puzzle piece does not fall, because if it did, you would lose it forever. But you can beat that. Yeah, that's just, you can do that. I feel like I'm closer to the end of the level than I feel like I am, which I know that is a self-contradictory statement in the worst possible ways, but also you can tell there's obviously a little hidden bonus area underneath this panel. I say obviously, but it's not necessarily obvious, I guess. I shouldn't assume that it's like these games have these kind of telltale signs for when something is hidden somewhere like that. I hate messing those things up because, again, I can go back and get that in another time and just record the footage for the next episode, but I don't like doing that. It just sort of makes it feel like I'm not finishing the level, and I don't really want to go through all the way just to play back that level, even this time, just for that one puzzle piece, since you already saw where it is and what I need to do to get it, and I was so close to doing it. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna make an executive decision here now. From now on, I don't think it's really necessary for me to replay levels just to prove that I got it. If it's just a bonus area. It just wastes time. I'll get it off camera, and then at the beginning of the next episode, I'll show you that I have the puzzle piece icon filled in for this level. You'll know that I got it. Anyway, on to the next level. Itty Bitty Biters. We're already on a better pace for levels than I was last time. Am I getting better at the game? Who knows? Probably not. But this level is going to be a little bit of a thing. There's a bonus level here. Blast into the statue. Just into the mouth of the statue. No big deal. There's just a bonus area here. I don't know what to say next about that. Okay, that's wasting time. Again, I'm not really sure what to say right now, especially because I am doing not so great. Well, I'm still doing okay enough, but I'm not doing the best. I honestly probably should stop saying things like that, because I know I might be living, like, giving myself high standards, but it probably comes off as obnoxious to some people. Like, oh, and it has that big glowing blue eye, which is trouble, but you'll see in a bit what I mean by that. Glowing blue things just kind of around in here. That's a little bit... Yep, and they are enemies. Not the most threatening enemies, but they can be a little bit annoying because they just kind of keep jumping all over the place. But they are the central gimmick of this level, which, honestly, I guess it's not the most exciting gimmick ever for a level. That is also a rather disappointing little secret, even if it's kind of easy to see. Well, okay, there are some cool things to it, though. Like that, you can flip over, pound into the ground a little bit, and yeah, you can just kind of launch yourself. And also those things will... Okay, wow, that was kind of a bad thing to do there. But yeah, the main thing about these enemies that makes them kind of a pain to deal with sometimes isn't necessarily anything about them. There's just a lot of them, and they are kind of persistent. And they are all over the place. The red ones will jump. Okay, and there are some other there do get to be more types of them as you go through into the levels. But like most enemies that aren't like spiked or on fire, you can just jump on them and get to a... You can damage them that way. Anyway, another bonus area. There's lots of these in the game, and honestly, I do wish there were a little bit more variety in them, because that's something that the original games, the original trilogy, especially for 2 and 3, did a lot better, in my opinion, was make the bonus areas feel unique. Some of them were fairly simple, like in the first game. Mostly, you had a lot of them that were just little bonus roulette games where you could either get a little bonus or not. And in fact, in that game, it didn't even matter if you completed the bonus area or not. For completion, you just had to find it. Except for one bonus area in one late game level of the original Donkey Kong Country, we did have to complete the bonus area in a specific way, because there was another one hidden inside it that you had to get. I see this little cranny back here. But other than that, it was just finding the bonus areas that got you the percentage in the first game. And while in 2 and 3, you actually had to clear all of them. Like, you had to there were little challenges that you had to successfully clear, like in this game. But they were all more unique, I guess. Oh, these enemies, you kind of have to stay close enough to lure them into jumping down, and then just run away so that they don't land on you and bite you that way. Kind of a neat little thing. It's a little tricky to tell exactly that that's the best way to deal with them. Also with this one, what? I was holding the down button. I was ducking, and it just started having me walk off to the side to where I was vulnerable still. That was weird. Also, if you back away too soon, they won't actually go into the launch phase. And one day, if they miss you, they just kind of end up stuck on the floor, and it's kind of funny, kind of sad. You actually have to blow out those candles from on top of that thing to get that puzzle piece. But you can also pound it into the ground to launch. You can get to that. That looks like there's a bonus area there. Oh great, how far back did that put me? I don't know. It looks like a decent ways back, so... Yeah, that's a little bit of a pain. What I was trying to show off here is that you can kind of... Okay, I guess if you lure them close enough to the edge, you can get away with that, but not necessarily just... If they're too far from the edge, they will land where you're ducking. But if they're right close to that left edge, you can actually kind of lure them away a bit. Okay, I definitely know there is a way you can get to that. But yeah, if you blow out both of those candles, you can get there. Maybe if you roll from on top of it without pounding. Yeah, that's the way. Okay. Hovering is useful, but it can only get you so far. Also, yeah, those are all fake except for the one in the middle, which doesn't actually hold anything, but sure. Got Kong. Got Heart, which is probably going to be helpful because, yeah, they give you like a bit of a kill room here. Which is weird that they do that 2 times in this particular world. Both here and with the hummingbird room and the... Actually, 3 times, because Button Bash also had the kill room with the required kill room at the very end. And it's like... I guess that is one thing that I feel like is kind of padding in this world, I guess, when I really think about it. But it also is some of the most challenging parts of the world, too. I don't know. Also, we scared off an elephant. Oops. If you pound here, a mushroom will grow. Not sure how that works physically, but that little thing up there has a puzzle piece in it, and you can only get to that through that. Blow on the things. You can roll across these. I thought you could roll, but you have to. I guess you have to blow to reveal this little pad, and you pound it a few times, and the thing will spit out the end barrel. Yeah. That is a level. And yeah, got all the puzzle pieces that time, so that was pretty good. There's one more level that we can do right now, and that would be this one here, up here. Temple Topple. My video is a bit short right now, so I guess I could do that. It might run a little long. I'll give it a try anyway. I just hope that I don't come to regret this, because I don't want my video to run for half an hour. As it is, it would have been like 17 minutes if I cut it there, which probably would have been a decently good length, but I think I can do this level pretty quickly. I think I remember this one not being extremely long. But then again, I don't know if I remember all that much about that enough to say for sure. You can get this little secret pathway with a puzzle piece. Not even a bonus area that you have to could possibly fail. Just a nice little secret path with some bananas and a puzzle piece. It's kind of nice to have something like that once in a while. No, as you can see back at the beginning of the level and through some of these spikes. Yep, it's a Rambi level. These levels are not necessarily rare in the game. Rare. Get it? Because this game isn't made by Rare. But the point I was trying to make and kind of failed, yeah, is that it's not like there's only like a small handful of Rambi levels. There's like one in most of the worlds. Not every world, but I think at least half of the worlds have at least one level where you get Rambi. But it's all the same, he's not as common as he was in the original trilogy, as the animal friends were in the original trilogy. So, since a lot of the levels in this game are based more around level-specific gimmicks than ones like Rambi that are, well, general to just the way the game is designed. But it's nice to have him, and I know a lot of people wish that there had been more of the animals from the other games in them. But in this game and in Tropical Freeze, which, speaking of Tropical Freeze, I actually do own Tropical Freeze and have played a good chunk of it. I think I've gotten up to World 5 of 6 in that game. But I haven't really... I've beaten like 2/3 of it. Basically, I've cleared the first 4 worlds like completely outright, I believe. But other than that, I just haven't finished it. And I know that's something I need to play, and I plan on doing it soon. But at the same time, I feel like now is not the best time for me to do that, because I'm currently Let's Playing this game. And I don't necessarily want me playing another game with the same kinds of controls to either like improve my gameplay to the point that it kind of ruins the experience a bit for this game, or the other way around. It would just throw me off so much because it's slightly different. The Wii U gamepad does not play the same as the Wii remote does. And I'm pretty sure can you just play Tropical Freeze with just the Wii remote? might be able to. I think I've always just played it with the gamepad, and I don't know if I like that as much. So if you can play with just the Wii remote, I might do that instead, because I am recording this on the same Wii U that I play Tropical Freeze on. This better be the last puzzle piece. Yes, it is. And yep. So yeah, that was actually worth doing in that episode. This episode. Well, maybe I could have still cut it there and put that with the next video, because the next video is going to be another one where I start with just having the temple level, the K level, and the boss. Because yeah, that's the end of World 3 as far as like the regular levels are concerned, and yeah. And I don't know if I necessarily want to start another world mid-episode, but yeah, well, it'll work out the way it works out. So in the next episode, we will go to this K level, Shifty Smashers, and then take on the boss of the ruins and possibly start World 4, which, despite some people's complaints about it, is actually probably one of my more favorite worlds in this game. Except for one level. Anyway, this has been Somni Respiratory Flux, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.